We are with State Representative Mary Fosse from the 38th District. I want to ask you about a couple of things today. The first one is rent stabilization. It's a big issue this session.
Yes, indeed. It's the number one thing that I hear from constituents. So I was proud to co-sponsor this policy. It is probably going to be the number one thing keeping our neighbors in their homes. We know that Washington is a very expensive place to live, and there are some folks that exploit the ability to raise their rents unconditionally, and this is unfortunately putting some of our neighbors out of their communities and on the streets. The extreme high rate of move-in costs are keeping folks that need to find new places to go unable to. And when nobody wants families on the streets, and that's why we have, a lot of landlords that are very much in support of the 7% cap, because it's a very reasonable rate and they're not really intending on raising their rents past that number. So this really goes after those skyrocketing changes that are hurting families.
And the other thing I want to ask you about, apprenticeships are really important to you, I know. And also, when contractors are bidding for a project, what happens? How do they get connected with the apprenticeships?
So previously we had passed policy, great policy, about apprenticeship utilization. And it is kind of young in the adaptation of the 15% of apprenticeshable trades, that goal that contractors are trying to meet when they do public works after a certain threshold of project cost. And so that just, in short, means that we are having a lot more apprentices on these jobs actually learning how to do the trade. And given how much we love apprenticeships, we want to find a way to help those contractors understand how to reach that threshold. And so what this bill does is it permits L&I to provide some educational pieces. It makes it so the contractor will have to, after they submit a bid and bid is moving forward, that they then will submit an apprenticeship plan. And so that will kind of map out what they plan to do throughout the project when it comes to apprentices. And the public transparency of it allows for the different trades that it looks like that this is supposed to go to and that they're supposed to do outreach to. If they're not seeing that yet, they can reach out and make sure that apprentices are getting the opportunities to work.